determine the surface area and volume of square-based pyramids. So, if you're going to find the surface area and volume of the square-based pyramid, it's very important to know the signal words. So, surface area is going to be something that involves the word cover or outside, wrap, build, or square units. Signal words for volume are inside, capacity, fill, space, hold, or cubic units. If you'll look right here, you'll see that the surface area formula, which you find on your formula sheet, is 1/2 LP plus big B. And your volume is 1/3 big BH. Okay, so let's look at all of this. This right here that slides down the side, that's your L. That L stands for slant height. No, I don't know why, just letting you know. This 17.1 that comes down to a right angle right in the middle, that is your height. So just remember, if it comes down to a right angle, that's your height. All right. Then P is the perimeter of your base. Remember, this is a square-based pyramid. So to get the perimeter of your base, you would either add 11 4 times or do 11 times 4. But perimeter is 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11, or side plus side plus side plus side. Now we've got to talk about big B. Big B is the area of your base. And to find big B, you have to take one side and multiply it by another side. And it's a square, so they're going to be the same. Big B is 11 times 11. You have to have two things to calculate big B, just like you need two loops to make a big B. H is the height right here. All right, let's see if we have some problems to work through. Well, first we're going to read this. A square-based pyramid and a rectangular prism with the same size base and height have the following relationship. The pyramid has 1/3 the volume of the rectangular prism. That means it takes 3 pyramids full of sand to fill one rectangular prism full of sand that have the same base and the same height. The rectangular prism has 3 times the volume of the pyramid. Okay, so what you need to understand here is the rectangular prism is larger, and the square base pyramid, because of those slanted sides, has less room for volume. Okay, you can also look at the formulas and see which one is smaller because it has a 1/3 in it. So let's look at this diagram, and we're going to try to label some of the parts. So the diagram below shows a square-based pyramid. Identify each attribute. Attribute means parts, and use the measurements to determine the surface area of the pyramid. So the slant height L is 18. So let's get this 18. Oh, excuse me, it's not. It's 19. So let's move that 19 right up here. The slant height comes down the side. The perimeter of the base is 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 13. I'm going to put that in my calculator because I have to add all 4 sides. They're all the same because it's a square. Or I could do 13 times 4, which gives me 52. So let's move that up here. Next, we have big B. We're going to have to do 2 things because it has 2 loops. Well, if the side of my base is 13, then my area of the base would be 13 times 13, which is 169. Next, we're going to type the formula into Desmos. So I'm going to type 1/2 LP plus big B. It has to be a big B or it will not work for you. My calculator doesn't know L, so we'll have to tell it. It does not know P, so we'll have to tell it. And in this case, it doesn't know B, so we'll have to tell it that as well. So L we found was 19. So we're going to type that in. P, the perimeter of the base, was 52. And big B was 169. That means that the surface area of this pyramid is 663 centimeters squared. All right, let's look at the next one. This says Joseph purchased a tent in the shape of a square-based pyramid. And he has given you a sketch of that tent, but it wants you to calculate the capacity. Capacity is a signal word for volume. So let's go ahead and type in the volume formula of a square-based pyramid. Joseph purchased a tent in the shape of a square-based pyramid. The sketch is shown below. Calculate the capacity, which means volume. Well, the volume formula for a square-based pyramid is 1/3 big B H. Big B has 2 loops, so you have to take the side length and multiply it by itself. Then the H is right in the center and comes down to a right angle, so it is 10. That means that our volume for this is 480 feet cubed. This volume is always in cubic units. 480 feet cubed. All right, let's check out the next one. Okay, this one says the volume of a rectangular prism. So the volume of a rectangular prism is 252 cubic meters. A square-based pyramid has the same size base and the same size height as the rectangular prism. What is the volume of the square-based pyramid? First of all, you know by looking at this volume formula up here that a square-based pyramid is 1/3 the volume of a rectangular prism. So if I know my rectangular prism is 252 cubic units, you can multiply that by 1/3 and you will find out that the square-based pyramid has a volume of 84 cubic meters. If it works better for you, you can also take 252 and divide it by 3 to get the same answer. If they had given you the 84 as the volume for the square-based pyramid, you could take that 84 and multiply it by 3 to get the volume of the rectangular prism. And that's it for now. Let's stop.